What's up, guys? Okay, so I decided, with this yard I have, I got a lot of production value to where you kind of forget that there's a 4 lane, probably like a quarter of a mile from here. So, where I'm going to show you these books at and stuff that I bought this morning at Ollie's. It's about, I'm going to guess, $240, $250 retail, but I got these books for 40 bucks. And me spending $40 on pretty much anything is amazing because I'm cheap, no doubt about it. I built this whole channel over the years on, hustling and finding really good deals for comics, flipping some books and stuff, showing you how to get them for cheap. But these are the kind of things that I'm not going to walk away from. About 2 years ago, I think DC Comics Warehouse, they pretty much cleared them out. And Ollie's got over 13 million books or something, or 3 million books, who knows, it's been 2 years. But when they got the books and they had them all discounted in the hardbacks, I got videos and pictures of it and stuff on Instagram, like I said, probably about 2 years ago, maybe 3, who knows, it's been a while. But we were traveling to Ollie's, my friends and I that we have around here, probably about 5 of them, all within a 2-hour drive or less, if you made a circle. But they got some more stuff here, which is pretty cool. And that was a great time back then. So I'm grabbing these because they actually had these, but there weren't that many copies there. So I was like, I'm not running back and forth. I'm not spending the gas running all over the place. Now, where I'm coming to you from before I show these books, it's real interesting where I'm at here because there's all kinds of little game trails around me if you guys are into that. It's not so much I'm a big hunter, but when you grow up in the mountains and stuff, you pick up what's here. We had to leave at I don't know what it was, 5 in the morning on a Wednesday here to take the wife to a medical procedure. And there was about probably 7 or 8 deer right here where I'm sitting in the yard watching us scattering all over the place if they came. I was going to shoot in their actual little, I don't know what you call it, tree cave over here. There's a spot over here that when you crawl through a tree, all the branches and stuff have arched and stuff, and they stay there. Behind me, you can't see it, but there's 2 little game trails here. And this is probably where raccoon and groundhog come through here, and all kinds of little animals out here in the wild. So I'm all about that stuff. I love, it's one of the reasons I love living out here in the mountains. But anyway, you came for books. We'll talk about books. We're almost 3 minutes in. But the first thing I got right here is looking on the back of it. These are brand new and sealed, and I left the price tag on them for verification, to prove what I'm saying here. But this is a $40 book retail, $39.99. But it's the art of Frank Quietly, and right there on the front page is one more book. Let me get my hand out of it, of Robin, with his crotch right in your face. When I was walking through the Ollie's, this is probably the first book I noticed up on the shelves and stuff, because I had to do a double take and maybe jerk. I was like, oh, don't want that there, and being totally serious and stuff. But Frank Quietly is a guy that I've really enjoyed watching his artwork evolve over the decades, which blows my mind. We 3, Earth 2, Authority, things like that. Because to me, there's a lot of Jeff Darrow and a lot of Frank Miller in his stuff. I actually used to tell people when he first started that his artwork was a lot like Frank Miller, if you took out the shadows and the black. But he's a great artist and stuff. That's not fair. He's been around, proved himself, done some great work, and good for him. But nice hardback book. Can't wait to get in here and see what this is. It's from Graphic Ink. And like I said, I'm assuming this is his DC work. So this should be interesting to see. Flex Mentallo, We 3. We 3 is one of my favorite books by Grant Morrison and Frank Quietly. It's a 3-issue miniseries, but it's one of my favorite books of all time. JLA Earth 2, I still get that out and read, even though that's been over 20 years, well over 20 years since that came out, I believe. All-Star Superman is probably what he's most famous for, maybe. I don't know. I don't hear a lot of people really talk about Frank Quietly, but when he does come up and they talk about his work, it's really good stuff here. There's the back. And there's the front. It's really good stuff. And all the animals I picked up that I'm here, all the birds have quietened down. I don't hear things rustling. Now, Paul Levitz, if you watch our show, guys, of Caverns of Chaos, you know, it's me and a guy named Jared Osborne and I use my proper English here. And then we've been having more and more people show up. Charlton66 has been on. Check out his channel. Scott Connor, a buddy of mine, he chimes in. Paulo Costa's on there, you know, stuff like that. But anytime that Jared Osborne has mentioned hearing about Paul Levitz, it's always been very positive, great reputation. And he's put out these books. I think he did one of also DC in the Golden Age. But he's also put this one out, DC in the Silver Age. I don't think this is a first print. I looked this up online when I got home, and I found a copy selling for $75. There's no price listed on the outside of the book. I'm going to assume that it's on the inside of the sleeve. But this was $12.99, and the Frank Quitely book I just showed you is $9.99 if you end up having an Ollie's outlet around you and stuff, right? So I can't wait to get into this, see what's in this. There was a copy opened in the Ollie's outlet place. And apparently it showed up out of the shrink wrap because they put the sticker right on the cover. And when I saw the Nick Carty cover for a Teen Titans book and full splash page inside of this, I was like, yeah, I'm getting this, no doubt in my mind. So probably what I'm thinking about doing is I want to play around with the books, and I may just go ahead and do maybe a video on each one of these books, possibly showing what's inside of them later on. Now this was the deal of the day. This was the one that I actually kind of feel bad because I had a moment where I was sort of like, I felt like I was getting away with stealing. You know, I felt like I was robbing the place because I grabbed it and I just wanted to get out of there with this, right? Because it was such a good deal. I don't usually get that. I keep my cool. My whole attitude when it comes to you know, trying to buy a bunch of books at a flea market, comic convention, or whatever, is keep a poker face on, be willing to walk away if I don't get the deal I want. But I really got excited about this because this is a run of comics that I enjoyed when they came out. I still have them, and it was an enjoyable. And it's written by Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith wrote comics since the 90s, off and on. Kevin Smith, who does the Clerks movies, Jay and Silent Bob, and all that stuff. But whenever he wrote anything, even when he did a Daredevil for Marvel Knights back in the 90s with Joe Quesada, when he did some Spider-Man stuff, even some Batman stuff, you could tell it was Kevin Smith. This is an interesting run because he's not Kevin Smith, the character, when he's writing. It's a straight out Green Lantern story with some DC lore in there, some very cool mood setting. Really cool stuff, but it was the return of Green Arrow. For you guys that don't know, way back in the day, there was an issue of Green Arrow that came out in his series where a plane blew up and supposedly he was dead. And this actually sort of tied in with Dark Knight Returns a little bit because in Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller in the 80s, there was a Green Arrow in there who had one arm. And he sort of said he wanted to get a piece of Superman, which is why he was willing to help Bruce. And then he turns around and he takes his pipe and he taps a stump and says it, you know, still hurts when it's cold or when it rains or something. So everybody thought that this was the moment that Superman may use his heat vision to cut off Ollie's arm in order to save him while he's on this plane. I think he was trapped, obviously, or something with a bomb on the plane. No, instead he blew up, and this was the return of Green Arrow. And Kevin Smith said it wasn't going to be some comic trope. I don't remember the words he used. He didn't use trope, but he was going to bring him back. So this collects probably, I'm guessing, 15 issues or something. And this retails for $100. And I've got this for $15. And I felt like I should have picked up one or two more. They only had like 4 or 5 copies of this for my buddies. So I may end up going back to get them if they let me know they want them, if they're still there. It doesn't say, but I think this is probably 15 issues, but this is an absolute edition, which means it has a slipcase. And like I said, I kept the price tag on there. And I don't know if it's focusing or not here, to kind of show that. So that was really cool to find. The other thing that I got here was, it was $3, and I didn't know if I wanted to get it because also at Ollie's, they had 3, I guess, phone book editions for The Walking Dead. There's actually 4 of those phone book editions, and I do believe they collect the entire Walking Dead comic book series. I don't know what those retail for, maybe $50 if I had to guess. But they had 3 of them, part 2, part 3, and part 4 for $10 a piece. So I was going back and forth. Do I throw out an extra 10 bucks to get the last one? And I was like, no. But I saw this and it was $3, and I figured this was something to make fun of. But actually, this turns out to be very cool. But this thing originally sold for $25, and there was something in here. I probably put it back in here, but it said who the company was. I opened this up out of the shrink wrap while doing the Cavern of Chaos show, and I was stunned on how nice quality stock this cover is, and on the back how they laid out some of the posters inside. This is from DC 52, and I thought it was just going to be their number ones with their covers in there. And some of that is in there, but they have some really nice artwork, man. This thing, I'm not going to end up destroying this or, getting this for a joke, but got some really great stuff in there during at least the artwork during the DC 52 era. You probably recognize some of these covers, but I got in this, and just having this oversized edition of this art is really cool. So I'll have to find some space for this. Again, maybe this will be something I shoot a video on. But yeah, that was a nice little surprise for $3. There's 40 little posters in there. Okay guys, so that was it. I'm actually enjoying being out here in the shade. I might actually get my chair, and I might go out there and yeah, sorry man, I thought I saw something over there moving. But yeah, I might get my little fire pit, and I might move out here a little bit, and I might just enjoy myself tonight. I don't know, man. But yeah, being out here, getting out of the house, it's all right. It's all right. Okay, guys, be excellent to one another.